Today we'll be taking a look at a software company called Palantir Technologies, also known as PLTR. We're going to perform our usual technical analysis and make some price predictions on where we can expect to see the stock go in the near future. Let's check it out. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another stock video, and today we're taking a look at the handle PLTR, known as Palantir Technologies. They're a software company that deal in big data. We're going to be forming our usual technical analysis and then making our price predictions on where we can expect to potentially see the stock go in the next few days, weeks and months. But before we get into that, guys, remember to leave a like if you do enjoy today's video, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on bell notifications. Of course, as well, I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments section below on PLTR. What do you think of the company as a whole, and where do you think it's going in the future? But without any further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Welcome into the PLTR chart, guys. As you can see, the price is currently sitting at $22.18 US, and we have had only a few months worth of data because obviously it's only listed since this point with TradingView. So let's just zoom in and see what we can do to establish some really key trends for us. So first things first, how have we gone historically? Well, right over here in October, just when it was listed, we were sitting about $8.78 US, and we spiked all the way up to a lovely value of roughly $45 US. So a huge difference, 4 to 5 bags right there straight away, maybe actually even a bit more, which is great. But now we've obviously halved since that point in time. So clearly lots of price action has occurred. So let's first things first establish some key areas. I want to establish our support range first. Now typically you'd start from the bottom, but I want to go from a bit closer to where we're currently sitting. And as you can see, there has been plenty of price action at this point here, which is at roughly $21.10. I'm going to drag that as our support line. You can see all the way across there has been plenty of activity at that point. And in fact, we have just bounced off this point from a price perspective, which is great news, obviously. Now, if we've obviously got our support, where is our current point of resistance? Well, let's keep moving up and let's go for a major point of resistance. I think this is a key area here at roughly $24.20. As you can see, right the way along, plenty of price action has occurred at this point. Now, before we look at this, one key thing to note is there is a gap right here, and that is between $31.28 and $30.47 roughly. So that gap typically needs to be filled, so the price should get there at some stage. Now, what is interesting is as we zoom in, you can see that over time, as we've dipped, the volume has declined and the price is obviously consolidating in that sort of a downwards direction, which all in all is relatively good news. If we put a trend line in place, let's say we'll put one in from here, you can see the overall trend was actually broken from this point roughly in the middle of April, and instead of trending in a downwards manner, we started trending horizontally, and you can really see that by this channel that's been established here. The overall channel is probably a bit bigger. If we put in, I suppose, another key point, which would be a resistance point sitting roughly at $27.60, you can see that this is probably the key channel we've been trading in horizontally, dropped out for a period of time, but bounced straight back in. So that is good news. I'll just remove that for now though. So what is the pattern that is in play here? Well, I think the pattern is still forming, and here's why. I think we are seeing a potential reversal. In fact, I think we are seeing a head and shoulders pattern. This is the head, I'm saying here, then we're going to have a shoulder off this bounce and potentially go up, and then we're going to have the other shoulder form at the exact same point, which is over here, roughly. that line's a bit funny, but that's obviously because it's following the price action. I think that is a head and shoulders of some form, indicating that we are about to reverse in value. There have been reports that August is going to be the time that PLTR does start going up. So that makes sense in essence. Let's just chuck in a few more indicators to, I suppose, verify to see if we are moving in the right direction. MACD, that will show us if we are. Yes, as you can see, we have hit the peak of our divergence and we're about to converge back above the longer term trend. So that is fantastic. We're going to start moving in an upwards direction, hopefully. And the key thing here for us is if we really want to start moving again, we need to see an increase in the volume at the same time. We need the buyers obviously to be more than the sellers, and we need to break through those key resistance points that we indicated earlier. So this is looking good for us. It looks like we've peaked out in the red area and now we're going to shift back into the green, have a golden cross there, which is fantastic news for us. Let's just also, I suppose, bring in a few more indicators. I'll just get rid of that one there. Bring in our RSI, which is our relative strength index. You can see we're sitting at the bottom end and we've almost bounced off, I suppose, the bottom end. Currently sitting at an RSI of about 40, and we've got plenty of head space to start moving in an upwards direction. Key thing here is lower lows, higher highs. So hopefully this is the bottom here for us at roughly $17. And now the next bottom has been at, $20.57. The next bottom is going to be higher, hopefully. We want to keep moving in that direction, re-establish that uptrend, and see that head and shoulders really come into play. This shoulder just needs to form in essence for that to occur. So let's just keep watching this point. Now, let's just get rid of that and let's chuck in as well our moving averages. I find moving averages are one of the best ways in order to form an opinion on the direction of a stock. I like to use the 20-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, and of course finally the 200-day moving average, which I'm hoping it should let us use, but there is the possibility we don't have enough days. And it looks like that 200-day moving average has actually just started to form, which is great news. Just get rid of that little notification there. And as you can see, at this point in time, we're sitting below all three key points. So the 200-day, 2288, the 50-day sitting at 2320, and the 20-day sitting at 2410. So that's good because we're moving in that direction. What we want to see is a golden cross, and that is exactly what we have seen right there. What we don't want to see is a death cross. So we need to make sure that this 20-day moving average does not once again cross below the 50-day moving average, or even worse, the 200-day moving average. Hopefully now that we see, the MACD reversing, these start moving in this direction. We have a few more green days moving upwards, and we do start to see a reversal in the price trend. It looks like all indicators are pointing to a reversal in the very near future. So what's my price prediction? Well, my price target is $27.50 as long as that reversal is confirmed. That will be the target point for us to break through in order to start seeing some real movement in the value of PLTR. So $27.50 US, keep that number in the back of your mind when you're looking at the chart, and especially if you're looking for a potential entry point, because that really should signify a change in the trend. One thing you could also watch is the MACD. When it hits the first green candle on the MACD, watch that, because that should be the time we start really moving in the right direction. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. If you did enjoy today's analysis, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications if you want to see more of this. I cover stocks, investing, wealth management, all that cool stuff, and crypto as well. So if you want to see that, subscribe, bell notifications as I said, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below of this video on PLTR. Where do you think it's going to go in the near future? But with that, I'll leave it there, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.